Well, it's obviously a shocker. I mean, as we've said in the report and on the media and elsewhere, it's a source of deep regret and shame that the numbers have dropped so significantly over the last few years. The reasons for that are complicated. I understand, groups are naturally impatient, and we're very sorry for what's happened over the last few years. They're naturally impatient for change. My experience tells me, after 20 years in public policy delivery, that actually building from a strong base, starting with a focused set of proposals, is most likely to get us change in the short term.
PMQs, fact-checking the debate over low rape prosecution levels. Fact-checking the debate over low rape prosecution levels. PMQs. The government's review into how rape is dealt with in the criminal justice system was published last week. Today, the Prime Minister and the Labour leader argued about rape prosecutions. We've looked at some of their claims. Here, we look at the highlights. In 2015-16, there were 4,643 rape prosecutions in England and Wales. By 2019-20, they had fallen to 2,102, so it's correct to say they have halved. Just 1.6% of reported rapes result in someone being charged. Theresa May has denied claims that budget cuts to the criminal justice system were to blame for rape prosecution figures. But staff in the Criminal Prosecution Service, CPS, did increase by nearly 200 between 2019 and 2020. That rise doesn't come close to replenishing the 2,374 lost between 2010-11 and 2019-20. Justice Secretary Robert Buckland was asked about whether cuts were a factor when it came to rape prosecution statistics. He said, "Big choices were made in the last decade, because of the position that we all faced economically, and that's self-evidently the case. There were nearly 57,000 outstanding cases at the Crown Court, which deals with the most serious cases, such as rape. Figures have been rising since the start of 2019, having been falling steadily for 4 years before that. The figure has gone up by nearly half in a single year." Labour voted against the Police, Crime and Sentencing Bill in March. But it has said it is in favour of harsher sentencing for violent offenders. The party has opposed other measures in the 300-page legislation. Labour voted against the Police, Crime and Sentencing Bill in March. But it has said it is in favour of harsher sentencing for violent offenders. The party has opposed other measures in the 300-page legislation. It has also criticised measures relating to protests during the general election. The number of police officers in England and Wales rose by 7,683 between September and 2020. But the figure is still below the level from September 2010, when there were 142,363 officers. The Home Office said it was the largest rise since records began in 2003.
If you haven't done yet, please subscribe our channel.